Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here. In today's video I will be ranking my top 5 characters with the best neutral game in Street Fighter 5. Now this is gonna include the Footsies, anti-air, wave punishes, the anti-zoning tools, pretty much the whole package. How much do they get rewarded from all of that? I'm taking all of this into account. This list is ordered, by the way. And obviously this is highly subjective and everyone's gonna have their different opinions, and that's totally fine. With that being said, let's get started. Let's start our list with number 5, and that's gonna be Poison. And I don't think this should come off as a surprise to anyone who have been following the game. She is a very good character, have been for a while, and her neutral game is one of the biggest reasons as to why that is. The medium raid is a fantastic zoning tool. You can cancel out of the stance to kind of feint your opponent, and its frame data on block is actually really good. -6 is really good for something like this. She has the crouching heavy punch. This is one of the most obnoxious normals in Street Fighter 5, very long range and is low. Standing medium kick is special cancelable, so doing standing medium kick to light punch avant line, this is actually a really good 2-in-1, kind of like a Ryu crouching medium kick fireball. You can use that to hit confirm, and obviously her anti-airs, we all know about them, right? The crouching medium punch and the light kick heal, and obviously she has the heavy EX heart rate to snatch the opponent from really far range. So her anti-air game and the zoning game is powerful. But what makes Poison over the top is her ability to whiff punish and her ability to crush the opponent. Let me show you how ridiculous her standing heavy punch is, right? Here if Ryu is whiffing his standing medium kick, her standing heavy punch will be able to whiff punish this from a really far range, right? And because she combos into her medium kick Love Me Tender, she will be able to close the distance, or obviously you can just go into medium heart rate. So this is great. Now this doesn't only have really good range, but the hitbox is also really vertical. So if Ryu here is whiffing a crouching medium kick, right, you will still be able to punish him. Right? So if your opponent does something with a standing hurt box or a crouching hurt box, standing heavy punch got you covered. It is likely that the opponent will try to poke at Poison from this range, so her being able to walk back, standing heavy punch, and catch them crouching or catch them standing and still get the conversion, that is amazing. Now, this is also accompanied by one of the best crush counters in the game. Her standing heavy kick is 8 frames, mid-hitting, crush counter attack that puts the opponent in a spin state. So you get to dash up and continue your combo. If you have V-Skill 2, obviously you can cancel into V-Skill 2 and get this combo, so that is fantastic. And it's kind of ridiculous if you happen to V-Trigger activate, you actually get a jumping combo after it, right? So you get to activate and get a full jumping combo here, which is pretty amazing. The data on this is great, and obviously this attack by itself is still really good on hit, right? It's +4 on hit, so she gets to follow up after. So that is just amazingly good. And to put the cherry on top, Poison also have one of the dumbest, and I play Poison, and I'm telling you, this is a fucked up jumping heavy punch. This jumping heavy punch is one of the hardest attacks to anti-air in Street Fighter 5. The hitbox goes down deep, so like you have to anti-air super early. I've seen it trades with anti-airs like eating Guile's crouching heavy punch, so it is ridiculous. And finally, she have one of the better anti-fireball tools with the EX Love Me Tender, which is fireball invincible from frame 4, and this is also an overhead. So overall, not really much wrong with Poison's neutral game. Now, why is Poison not number 1 on our list? Well, this is pretty much because she will struggle against characters with tackle attacks. So characters like Urien, characters like Bison, characters like Balrog, people who can simply bypass the neutral and get in your face instantly. She will have hard time applying her strengths in the neutral against them. Number 4 on the list is gonna be Karen, and you know, when a newer character comes out like Akira or Lucia, You will see or hear many players say that Akira is a weaker Karen, Lucia is a weaker Karen. There's a reason that Karen is always the reference character, right? She is the benchmark of Street Fighter V when it comes to neutral and whiff punishing. Obviously, her movement is really good, the walk speed forward and backward. Her dashing is really good as well. Standing medium kick for her is one of the best normals in the game at setting up whiff punishes, simply because of the range and the pushback. So if the opponent tries to poke you back, they will more likely not be able to reach Karen, so you get to whiff punish them. Her sweep, this was a terror for many of the game's earlier seasons. It's one of the longest sweeps in the game. Many characters were not able to punish it. It is more punishable now, but obviously you can still V-trigger activate and apply pressure afterward if you have it. And obviously her crouching medium kick, this cannot be stressed enough. This is one of the scariest normals in the game. You're always afraid of not holding down back while fighting Karen. It's better not to be in the range where you can get crouching medium kicks to begin with, so you backdash or get away or simply walk yourself to the corner, because one crouching medium kick could lead to a ton of damage and Oki. Now, it goes extra with Karen as well. Let's say you don't feel like playing neutral. You're kinda bored, right? You can always heavy kick command dash into Orochi, B-2 on block, so who care, you're safe anyways. And if it happened to land, you get to run your mix-up. Now let's say that Ryu was foolish enough to throw fireballs, right? Take a look at this damage output, right? 341 for a move that can go through fireball with her EX Tenko. So yeah, Poison was kinda ridiculous in her ability to bypass fireballs with an overhead, but she doesn't punish you nearly as hard. I don't think there is a character in Street Fighter V that have an anti-fireball tool that can lead to this much damage. Obviously depending on how much you're willing to spend, but it's insane. It's actually insane in my opinion. But it doesn't stop there with Karen, right? Like I said, the whiff punishing is where this character gets over the top. Obviously, let's say that Ryu whiffs a standing medium kick, right? Her standing medium punch is a fantastic whiff punish tool. Now you got the Tenko and you get combos into Oki. Let's say that Ryu whiffed a crouching medium kick, you get to whiff punish and also you get the Oki, right? So her ability to whiff punish, whether it's with the standing medium punch, crouching medium kick, standing heavy punch, are insane. Overall, a fantastic character. Now, she does have a little bit of an issue when it comes to anti-airs, but they aren't nearly as bad as you would think. Crouching heavy punch is a decent anti-air, standing heavy punch works, and you have really good walk speed to walk under cross-ups and all of that. Now, why is Karen not number one? Right? If I said all of this that is positive about Karen, why is Karen simply not the best? The main reason that Karen is not number one when it comes to neutral in Street Fighter V is that she relies on whiff punishing, right? So characters who don't give her much to whiff punish are an issue for Karen. So if you're fighting against Chun-Li, if you're fighting against Minette, it will be difficult to get in because she can't whiff punish them effectively, which severely limits her ability to win rounds. Number 3 on our list is Guile, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say Guile holding down back and simply turtling like this will beat like 50% of the roster of Street Fighter V. It can be very difficult to get in on him if he's just holding down back, doing some crouching medium kicks and shaking jabs. It's really hard. Obviously the star of the show is gonna be his zoning, right? Sonic Boom is fantastic. He have a ton of variety in how he can operate with this, and really the speciality here is his ability to turn defense into offense. If you give Guile time to set up a light punch boom, see this was plus 33 on hit, so he can simply throw a light boom and follow up behind it and still get combos. I did like 14 dashes and I was still able to combo, so that is great. And obviously you have a lot of variants with EX Boom, which you can simply throw out of nowhere. It's really fast and gonna knock the opponent down, and regardless of the range, you get to dash up into Oki. So this is great. He also obviously have an anti-air for every angle. If Ryu is jumping, he have crouching heavy punch, which is good obviously. He have standing medium kick for far range jumps, this is great. He have like the down forward heavy kick, this is also nice. Flash kick is obviously there and counted for. Have a really good aerial throw and an aerial throw that can switch sides and deal 200 stun. So he has the air completely covered, right? So the air is completely covered, and on the ground he's the beast. Now it's not only his fireballs that are ridiculous, his normals are amazing as well. His forward heavy punch, this might be one of the more rewarding crush counters in the game. If Ryu here is trying to throw a fireball, right, Guile get to dash up into heavy, and this is not really that common, right? This is not really common in Street Fighter V. Most of the heavy dashes, you don't really get a dash up heavy afterwards, but Guile does. His back heavy punch, this also have great range, and he on a crush counter he get to link into super, so that is fantastic. Soul bats are obviously amazing, and if the soul bats happen to land as a counter hit, he get to juggle afterward or like get to link a crouching light punch, so that's great. Upside down kick, this is a ridiculous tool for pressure, but it's also a really good neutral tool. Like if Ryu here is trying to fish with a crouching medium kick, you would be surprised how well the soul bat will actually beat it, right? This is a fantastic neutral tool as well. So his neutral is almost amazing in all regards. The only diminishing thing about Guile is that his whiff punishing isn't very rewarding. It's very good, but it's not very rewarding. The sweep is actually a really fast normal at 7 frames, so you can whiff punish with it, and obviously Daigo is fantastic at doing that, but the issue is that it's not very rewarding. So he doesn't get rewarded that heavily for whiff punishing, but he still can do it really well and be competent at it. And obviously he has a surprisingly fast walk speed and dash speed. Like I remember the day Guile came out, I was like, whoa, why is Guile this fast? Like I was honestly surprised by how fast he was. And one other thing that have always puzzled me about Guile is his insane jumping moments. Jumping heavy kick for Guile, this might as well be the best jumping normal in the game. The hitbox on this normal is absurd. Like Guile neutral jumping in your face and doing a jumping heavy kick, this will beat so many anti-airs. His jumping light kick cross up, this is one of the better cross ups in the game as well. So his aerial game is insane, and obviously the air to airs are really nice as well. And finally, and this might be a little bit controversial, but this is my opinion, he also has the best V-Trigger activation in the game with the Boom V-Trigger activate. I do think this is the safest and most rewarding V-Trigger activation in Street Fighter V, because even if the opponent happen to block, you get to activate from a relatively safe distance and still be +5 on this dash, which is kinda insane. So he gets to apply his upside down kick. You can't really V-reversal this. If you try, he can get a jumping combo or throw you. So yeah, Guile is totally ridiculous. Even if the opponent have good anti-fireball tools, because of his normals and his aerial game and whiff punish game, he's still able to fight them off really well. Number 2 on our list is gonna be Dhalsim, and if you don't have that much Dhalsim experience or you're not really familiar with high level Dhalsim play, then I'm truly envious of you, because this guy's level of screen control is unmatched in Street Fighter V. In a previous video I've talked about the different types of zoning, and when it came to long limb zoners like Falk, like Minette and Poison, I said that Dhalsim is a little bit different, because Dhalsim is zoning with medium normals. He's not committing too much when he's zoning you. So as an example here, Ryu can't really dash after a zoning normal, right? Even if you're bottom mashing this, you will be able to stop his dash, right? And because he is zoning with mediums, even if the opponent try to jump your zoning normal, Dhalsim still get to anti-air, right? Poison, Minette, Falk, they can't really do anything nearly as oppressive. And if you thought that Poison's crouching heavy punch was annoying, be ready to get amazed. This attack is almost 80% of the screen. This goes under fireballs, it's low profile, it is a low, and it is -6 on block. So this is truly blessed, right? And obviously, the Dhalsim also have fantastic anti-airs. Let's say that you happen to jump in on him, we showed previously the crouching medium punch, and this is special cancelable, so you can instantly set up the fireball to keep you in place and set up an offensive sequence for him. He has the back medium punch, and he can cancel that into Yoga Gale or Yoga Flame. And notice this was plus 18. This means that he pretty much get to set up like a meaty slide here, and you will have to hold it. Obviously he also has a back heavy punch which can crush counter, and then he get follow-up combos here if he's willing to spend bar. So his anti-airs are great, and obviously if you happen to jump over him, he can also just simply slide out of the way and throw you after you land or whatever, right? So great anti-air, great escape options. Now with all of that being said, right, he can also simply throw fireballs in the neutral, right? And it have an he have like an arcing fireball, so it covers the aerial space, and then he can zone you on the ground. And again, zoning with mediums, not committing too much. You happen to jump, he anti-airs. All of this is incredibly powerful, right? But it wouldn't be so powerful if his ability to force the issue weren't as good as it is. Because once Dhalsim does one EX fireball, this pretty much sets up a situation, right? Because after doing it, he can simply shake you low, right? With a standing heavy punch. He can go for the snipe, right? And this is an overhead. He can do this and then simply teleport in front of you or teleport behind you, right? And you kind of have to hold it. He can use this and then insta-air teleport, and you have to block this as a cross-up overhead. He can go for the same sequence and go low. He can go for that same thing and like go for a throw here, right? This is a mix-up. This is an instant mix-up that you have to hold the second Dhalsim throw an EX fireball, right? You might think, alright Mura, this sounds really powerful, but you know what, I think I can manage. I said wait 1 second, because it doesn't stop there. Once Dhalsim float, this is also very difficult for most characters to deal with, because they have normals like standing heavy punch covering big, or jumping heavy punch covering a big portion of the screen. He has the jumping heavy kick, and this will beat most jump-ins in the game. So if Ryu is actually trying to air us or jump in the air, this jumping heavy kick got him covered. He can simply like teleport and go behind you and simply annoy you. So the float is also really difficult. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't even stop there, because he also has the drills, and I'm not kidding. I do genuinely think these are the best dive kicks in Street Fighter V, right? His drills have very little recovery on whiff, so he can manipulate his screen positioning super well, and if you happen to land them, they can be very plus on block, right? Like this one was very poorly spaced and it was -2, this one was +6, so he instantly get to apply his pressure. Dhalsim controls almost every range, and one of the other things that are really powerful about him is that he can instantly keep you at bay, right? He can instantly do a combo like that, and now you're almost full screen, right? Simply all you have to do is this, right? And then if he wants, he can like go for a jumping medium punch and then set up the, again, neutral situation. The level of screen control on Dhalsim is absurd. It truly is. And he's one of the characters who can set up situations like these where you are pretty much forced to keep jumping like an idiot. Then he throws an EX fireball and hey, hold it bro. Very powerful character indeed, and I do think very much under the radar. Now when it comes to the best character in Street Fighter V, when it comes to the neutral, I personally believe Urien to be the very best. Now obviously there is no perfect character in a fighting game. Urien have his issues, especially on defense, but when it comes to the neutral game, I think he's pretty damn close to being perfect in all honesty, regardless of all we have said so far. When you check him out, you will see that Urien actually have decent walk speed. It's nowhere near as bad as say Nash, Sagat, or like maybe Bison, and his dashes are ridiculous. His forward and back dash are both really good, and it allows him to play this erratic playstyle. He also have a surprisingly good fireball, for his archetype at least, right? The light punch one goes kinda slowly, the medium punch one is kinda fast. If you're playing versus a character who is a big body, like Abigail or Zenki, for someone who doesn't have good anti-fireball tools, you can charge the light punch fireball, use it kind of like a light punch boom to approach the opponent, have the ability to manipulate your fireball speed for zoning, so that is great. Now, what supplements this erratic playstyle is the EX shoulder tackle. This attack is super fast, it sets up a really good knockdown, he gets to pressure you immediately, be in a fantastic Oki position, and if your opponent happen to blick, hey, he is -2, right? And then he has the EX knee, and trust me, some characters genuinely have issues anti-airing EX knee. Right, so between the EX knee, between the fireball and the shoulder tackle, he have many options that he can just throw at you. And even if your character has the option to DP his knee, he can manipulate its spacing and kinda like pilot it, at least the EX version, right? So you're never truly safe from this attack. Now he also, for some added bunga on top, he has the headbutts, and his headbutts are actually safe on block, and they are surprisingly quick on recovery. So he might whiff it and then do a normal in your face, and I have seen actual Grandmaster Urium players use that as a strategy, right? So his Unga Bunga just throws shit at your face and force you to react, and if you don't or react late, he gets Oki is fantastic, but he doesn't have to play that way. His box, Solid Union, is amazing. His standing medium kick, take a look at this range, and this is -2. Crouching medium kick, take a look at this range, and this is -2, right? This is fantastic. And obviously have the standing heavy punch. This is a crush counter normal that puts the opponent in a spin state, where he get dash up into combos, right? And this is also -2, and if he happen to charge it, he will be at an even better position, will be +5 on block, and he gets an even better crush counter. Now the reason that this is so good is that if your opponent try to whiff punish you, if they try to whiff punish the quick version, they will get crush countered by the slower version, and obviously it becomes special cancelable. So his neutral game is amazing. As far as poking goes, it's amazing. Now he also has the quarrel kick, and this can be very rewarding as well. It can be spaced to be relatively safe at like -1 even, and if you happen to land this and got it as a counter hit, it will be +6, which means that he get a crouching medium punch into knockdown. So poke into medium normal into knockdown, right? Terrific stuff. Now it doesn't even stop there with Urian, because he also have one of the best whiff punishes in my opinion. His standing medium punch is genuinely amazing. This attack he will be able to use it, it can combo into the heavy shoulder tackle, so he gets to whiff punish meterless into knockdown into Oki. You can obviously go for EX as well, or you can even go for the medium punch fireball for a quick 2-hit combo, right? So his whiff punishment game is also pretty solid. You wouldn't expect someone like him to be this good in terms of whiff punishing. But doesn't stop there. He also get massive rewards from his anti-air. His crouching heavy punch obviously leads to combos. This will depend a bit on how you landed it. You will have to hold the fireball a little bit if you want to hit the opponent. With a little bit timing you can get this down and deal massive damage. He also have standing heavy kick. This is fantastic for opponent who are jumping directly above his head, and it sets him up for a throw mix-up upon landing, right? It is truly powerful. So his anti-air games are really solid and rewarding, right? With all of that being said, you would think that this is amazing stuff, but it gets even better, because the second that Urian gets Aegis Reflector, this changes everything, because now he moves from being a character who's really good at neutral to a character who's actual busted neutral, right? Because remember, all of these good pokes, standing medium kick, now Aegis Reflector, crouching medium kick, Aegis Reflector, even a crouching light kick, an annoying very long range crouching light kick, Aegis Reflector, and everything happened to deal into massive damage. You're trying to zone your opponent and they are neutral jumping your fireball, right? Aegis Reflector, and you get to punishment. right? The opponent does something that is -7 or worse on block, Aegis Reflector. The opponent throws a fireball at you and you react in time, Aegis Reflector. This pretty much becomes an almost checkmate scenario, right? His Aegis can actually truly checkmate the opponent. So with all of that taken into account, I think this character, especially once he has Aegis, truly becomes a complete monster in the neutral. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon page and the Discord server page in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.